Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of the Big Blue News Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Beesmore, and this weekend has been great for the most part. Friday night, I got to see Smash Mouth play at a concert in Lexington. That was great. Saturday, UK beat Florida, but then today it was a little rough. The Bengals lost their home opener to the Steelers, so that was pretty hard on me. My friends were making fun of me in the group chat because of the Bengals losing, but we're not talking about the Bengals. We're going to be fully talking about UK's game against Florida and what a great win it was. I know people are calling it an upset because Florida was ranked 12th, Kentucky was ranked 20th, but I wouldn't even consider it an upset because I thought UK was going to win. I had them winning 24 to 20 as my score prediction. They won 26 to 16, and I was pretty close with my guess, my score prediction, on my podcast or on my Twitter. If you read my tweets, I was pretty close with that. And Will Levis, he had a phenomenal first half for sure. He passed for 155 passing yards, had one insane passing touchdown to Dane Key, and then also one rushing touchdown for Will Levis. He played great in the first half. Our O-line didn't really step up in the first half because our O-line wasn't blocking the greatest, and our we only had 15 rushing yards in the first half. And then also Will Levis was rushed to get throws off. He obviously had an interception in the first half, which wasn't the best for UK. Luckily for UK, they stepped up though, like I said in the first half, or in the second half, I mean. But like I said, if it wasn't for our O-line stepping up in the second half and our defense as well, I don't think we get the win. I thought we outplayed Florida for the most part throughout the game, especially in the second half. But we can talk a little bit more about the special teams. So during one of the plays, the long snapper overthrew or went over the head of Colin Goodfellow. Colin Goodfellow was luckily thinking, and he just kicked the ball out of the end zone, kicking it out of bounds, leading to UK having to get a safety and Florida, scoring 2 points off of that. So it was great thinking by him because if he recovered the ball, he could have been, tackled inside the end zone, which would have been a safety still. But it was great thinking by Colin Goodfellow. And then our second mess up on special teams was after Jordan Wright got a key interception, which led to UK having a rushing touchdown by Will Levis. But then after that, they have an attempted extra point, and it was a bad snap. And luckily, it didn't end up worse for UK where, Florida intercepted the ball and they run to the other side of the end zone, leading to, Florida getting a 2-point conversion off of that. Luckily, that did not happen, and it ended well for UK minus them not scoring a point. But overall, our passing was great. Will Levis played great in the first half. I know he had that one interception, but I can't really blame him. He was being rushed all game. But like I said, first half, he played great, 155 passing yards, one passing touchdown, and one rushing touchdown. And what a great catch by Dane Key, by the way. It reminded me of 2018 whenever Terry Wilson threw that perfect pass to Lynn Bowden Jr. for a touchdown. And honestly, it was basically the same play. It was a play-action pass, and Will Levis had all day to throw, same with Terry Wilson, and led to, UK scoring a touchdown in both plays in 2018 and 2022. But now let's talk about the second half a little bit. We didn't score any points from our offense. It was directly from our defense, from the pick six from Keydron Smith, and then our special teams. Luckily, they got 2 field goals. I know Matt Ruffalo, he missed a field goal that would have led us to have a 10-point game, but luckily he came back, hit the field goal, and UK went up by 10, and basically the game was over. Second half, they only had 47 passing yards in the second half, so Will Levis wasn't really throwing the ball in the second half at all. They finished with 202 passing yards, which is pretty good. Obviously, you wouldn't mind seeing 250 or 300 passing yards for, a college football player or so. And then in the second half, our O-line stepped up, which led to holes for our running backs to run through. And they had 55 rushing yards in the second half, which we total or finished up with 70 yards of rushing, which is, not the best. Obviously, you want over 100 rushing yards, but to go from 15 rushing yards in the first half to 55 in the second half, that's a big improvement, and that's all we can ask for because our O-line was actually blocking, and our defense was also stepping up because, like I said, if it wasn't for, both the defense and, our O-line not stepping up, I don't think UK stands a chance. And overall, UK played great. They won 26-16. Florida, they had 279 total yards. UK had 272. So, yeah, Florida had more, total yards, but compared to UK had 202 passing yards. Anthony Richardson only had 143 rushing yards. They killed us. It was almost double, 136-70. But like I said, our defense stepped up. We had 17 first downs. Obviously, we weren't the best on third down conversions with being 4 for 13. We definitely need to improve on that. But like I said, our defense came up clutch in the second half. Didn't allow Florida to score at all. Had a pick six by Keydron Smith, and that was huge. And like I said, after that pick six, it was all Kentucky. They went up 23-16 after that. And then Matt Ruffalo obviously hit a field goal later on in the game, led UK to being up 26-16. But like I said, our defense stepped up. Anthony Richardson had 2 interceptions, one in the first half, which led to a touchdown, and then another one in the second half, pick six. And UK also dominated the time of possession. They had the ball for over 33 minutes compared to Florida, with only having it over 26 minutes. And I'm glad UK won. UK is now ranked in the top 10. They are ranked 9th in the AP polls. I think coaches polls 10th. And like I said, UK, they are going to be great this year if we can figure out our O-line with blocking, get Chris Rodriguez back. I'm glad Jordan Wright is back, but I expect Chris Rodriguez to be back, within the next 2 games, I would say he'll be back by Ole Miss. I'm excited for that game. If UK can beat Ole Miss, man, it'll be great for UK because then they would be, 5-0? Yeah, because they have 2 games before that. We should beat, the 2 teams we play. I think Northern Illinois and then Youngstown State. Or no, Youngstown State, then Northern Illinois, and then Ole Miss we play. So if we can go into that game being 4-0, while Ole Miss will probably be 4-0, it could be a top 10 matchup for sure. And right now, the SEC, they are doing great. They have 8 teams in the top 25. Obviously, you have Georgia number 1 now, Alabama number 2, so they slid down. Alabama, I don't know where the others are ranked. I don't know where Ole Miss is ranked, but I know Ole Miss is there. Tennessee is there. Kentucky is obviously there. Who else? Arkansas. You have Texas A&M, I believe. I always get Texas A&M and Mississippi State confused. It's one of those 2 teams. I always get them confused. I think it's actually Mississippi State. And then there's one more team I know that's in the top 25 from the SEC. The SEC is dominant, though, for sure. 8 out of the 14 teams from the SEC is currently ranked. That probably hasn't happened in forever. And like I said, I have UK losing their first game of the season to Ole Miss. And hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully we can be undefeated going into the Georgia game. And UK can beat Georgia, go on to be 10-0. Man, I would love that. But it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out. I will obviously have a preview video coming up soon over UK's next opponent. Obviously, I think UK will win. I forgot what I predicted in my, preview for the season, but UK, I think they'll figure it out on the offensive side with the O-line, making sure Will Levis has more time, along with our running backs having blocking, so they have a big hole that they can get through. But I was pretty pleased with how our O-line was doing with Zach Yenser being the head coach, and then also our offensive coordinator with Rich Scanzarello. Obviously, we played a little conservative in the second half. I wish we could have, aired the ball out a little bit more, But we got the win against Florida. We won by 10. That's the main thing. And I'm excited for this year. 2-0, baby, in the top 10. I think UK will do great. Like I said, this year I'm predicting a 9-3 record, and hopefully I'm wrong, and we go 10-2, 11-1, and maybe undefeated at 12-0, and then play against Alabama in the SEC championship game. That would be insane. And I think UK definitely has a shot to, not maybe this year compete in the college football playoffs, but once they expand to 12 teams, man, UK will have a shot for sure for the college football playoffs if Mark Stoops stays. Hopefully he does stay. I don't know where he would go. It would probably be the NFL if he does decide to leave, because I don't think he would want to go to another SEC school, because if you only win 9 games, at another SEC school, more than likely you're fired. So I think Mark Stoops is definitely enjoying his time at UK. Hopefully we can keep him around, and hopefully UK can continue to be up on the up and up and be able to beat, Georgia finally this year. But that's all I have for tonight's podcast. I'll have hopefully Sawyer Smith on my podcast episode this coming up week. I'll be talking about his playing time, his career at UK, and then also previewing the next game with him. But very excited for this podcast to continue to grow and expand. But I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. If you all want to, contact me on social media, it is Chris Beesmore_sports on Instagram, and then C Beesmore Sports on Twitter. But thank you all for watching. What a great game it was for UK. Hopefully UK can continue the momentum and be 4-0 going into the Ole Miss game. But thank you all for watching.